Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Wednesday only here on Oldies and More Radio and also live on the YouTube stream. Want to welcome you to the August 9th, 2023 Vinyl Treasure Show. It's my all 60s show. Just have to post my label scans up. Really fell behind the eight ball this week. Very busy weeks. Busy weeks for Johnny G. Not only with the show, but with other things that are happening. Always a problem that things, what is that? To Murphy's Law? If anything can go bad, it always goes bad. That's the thing. But anyway, not for tonight, though. So sit back for the next 3 hours. Got some cool 45's out of my collection. You might have recognized that tune there that I just played. Trio from Detroit, Michigan. They had a big hit with their second release on the Karen label. You may know the song. It was called Cool Jerk, written by group member Donald Storeball. Now, the other members were Richard Mitchell, and the lead vocalist on the vocal of that song was Samuel George, but we just played an instrumental version of that song called Cool Jerk 68. It was actually the B-side to their 7th of 10 on the Karen label. The A-side was called The Afro Twist. This one produced by the label owner Ollie McLaughlin and arranged by Mike Terry. We opened up from February 58 with the Capitals and their instrumental version of Cool Jerk from 68 on the Karen label. Enough of my babbling here. Let's go to the vocal portion now as we open this up with a group from San Francisco, California. Their signature song would be in 1968, a cover of the Gene Chandler tune, if you're familiar with the song Bless Our Love, but their version was God Bless Our Love, and came out on the Venture label, but this is their debut single for the group from San Francisco. First came out on the local Wii label in October of 65. VJ Records would pick it up that December 65, and that's how I have it. It features Leslie LaPalma on lead. This charted number 16 on WBEE in Chicago, Illinois. Our vocal opener, December 65, The Ballads on VJ Records. It's called I Can't See Your Love, parentheses, for the Tears in My Eyes, and it's part 1.
You take a long look at yourself and tell me what you see. Do you see the love you used to have for me? I can't say the same thing, darling, it's a darn shame. So many lies, so many cries, I can't see your love for the tears in my eyes. Yeah, it's alright.
That's a debut single there for the Ballads. The Ballads on the VJ label first came out on We Records, October 65. That's Leslie La Palma on lead. The Ballads, I Can't See Your Love for the Tears in My Eyes. That's part one. I will say hello to all you guys and gals in the chat room as we continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And here's a group out of Brooklyn, New York, first recording as the Cookies. Now, the group goes back to 1954, recording for the Lamp record label. Few personnel changes through the years, recording for other labels, Atlantic, Josie, and the Dimension label, where they had some pretty big hits during their career. You may know songs like Chains and Don't Say Nothing Bad About My Baby and others. Now, after their third single on the Dimension label, a song called Girls Grow Up Faster Than Boys, with their very next release, they changed the name of the group from the Cookies to the Cinderellas, and the group at this time included Dorothy Jones, Earl Jean McCrae, Ethel McCrae, and the lead singer on this, Margaret Ross. This song written by Cynthia Weil and Russ Titleman. This bubbled under at number 134, unfortunately, on the Billboard chart, but a big number 18 record on WQAM in Miami, Florida. Let's go to March of 1964. Let's give a listen to the Cinderellas. The Cinderellas, a.k.a. the Cookies, on Dimension, with Margaret Ross on lead. It's called Baby, Baby, I Still Love You.
I think I'm gonna cry, 'cause once you loved me and I told you goodbye, and then tonight I took one look at you and my heart broke in two. Baby, baby, I still love you. Baby, baby, I still love you. I don't know what to say. I just can't tell you that I feel this way. Oh, I wanna hold you close to me. I wanna make you see. Baby, baby, I still love you. Baby, baby, I still love you. I do. How I wish I never let you go. How I wish I never hurt you so. Baby, baby, I just never knew I'd miss your kiss the way I do. Won't you let me make it up to you? Oh, listen to me, please. If it will help, I'll get down on my knees. 'Cause I'm just living for the day when I will hear you say, baby, baby, I still love you.
March 1964 release there for the Cinderellas, a.k.a. the Cookies. That's on the Dimension record label. Baby, baby, parentheses, I Still Love You is the name of the two. Margaret Ross on lead there. They'd had one more release on the Dimension label as the Cookies after this. Probably their hardest record, too. I forget the name of it, but a great two-sided 45. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening spinning original vinyl. It's all 1960s. Tell your friends about it. If you're new to my YouTube broadcast, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the thumbs up button if you like what you're hearing as we continue for this next singer. He's originally from New York, but he was raised in Detroit, Michigan. First recording back in 1962 on the Step label. Not only was he a singer, but he was also a songwriter. Co-wrote quite a few tunes. One I remember he did was co-wrote a song called Push Over, if you know that tune by Etta James. But he also wrote this song. It's his third of 9 on the Chess record label, arranged by Phil Wright. This charted number 31 on Billboard, 28 on Cashbox, number 10 on the Billboard R&B chart, and a big number 2 record if you were tuned in to WABQ in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go to February 1965 and give a listen to Tony Clark. Tony Clark on Chess Records. His tune is called The Entertainer.
The entertainer, the entertainer. You made him laugh and you left him feeling glad. You made him cry and you left him feeling sad. They've seen you perform in so many plays, but they're not to know you're unhappy today. So they'll never know. Go on with the show, 'cause you're the entertainer. The entertainer, you're the entertainer, the entertainer. The curtain's up and your audience is waiting out there. Now walk on stage, boy, like you don't have a care. And don't let them know that you're feeling so low. Since your girls put you down, you're a sad-hearted clown. But the show must go on and on, 'cause you're the entertainer, the entertainer, you're the entertainer, the entertainer, yeah. Now hear that applause. Now you know you made the grade. You fooled them well for the money they paid. Now walk off in style and don't forget to smile. Though your heart tells you frown, you can't let the people down. Sure, your one girl has gone, but you got to go on when you're the entertainer. Tell yourself that you're the entertainer. You know you can do that. The entertainer, walk off in style. You're the entertainer, come on, in style. You're the entertainer, come on,
I'm your entertainer tonight. I'm Johnny G, the entertainer. No, there you go. Tony Clark there. That's his third of 9 on the Chess record label, February 1965. The Entertainer, a tune he wrote. There is a clip of him doing this. I forget the show, but it's a really cool show. I think from down south that he's singing this song here. And it was unfortunate, though, that his wife shot and killed him on August 28th of 1971. He was only 31 years old, but he was breaking into, I don't know if he was living with her at the time or they were divorced, but he was using a crowbar to break into his home, and she thought that he was an intruder and she shot him and he died. Unfortunate ending to Tony Clark, but he left us with some great records. Yes, his songs, I should say. Yes, he did. Johnny G here on a Wednesday. Let's continue now for this next group out of Hartford, Connecticut. Their debut single came out on the Con label back in 1960. Their next release came out on the Entente record label, a great doo-wop from 1961. I think a great rendition of the song again, but they would have 3 more releases on the local Downbeats label, and they were named, the label named after them. They were called the Downbeats. This is their 3rd release on the Downbeats label, and it's a cover tune. This tune written by Carole King and Jerry Goffin, first recorded by Betty Everett back in 1964 for VJ Records. Let's give a listen to this rendition from December 66, the Downbeats on the Downbeats label. It's called I Can't Hear You No More.
Sorry, baby, telling me you wanna come on back home where you belong. There you go again, lying and alibi, singing that same old worn-out song. Because I'm sorry, baby, I can't hear you no more. I'm sorry, well, I've heard it all before. Out on me once too often, boy, and I can't take no more of your jiving, that's the truth. I've heard about the legend, run it to the ground. This girl is running away with you, not hardly. I'm sorry, baby, I can't hear you no more. I'm sorry, well, I've heard it all.
That's a December 1966 release there for the Downbeats. The Downbeats on the Downbeats label, I Can't Hear You No More is the name of the tune. They would have another release in 1968 on the Poison Ring label as the Fabulous Downbeats, but that group out of Hartford, Connecticut. Let's continue here. Now, on last week's All 60s show, I featured this singer from Jacksonville, Florida, his second release on the Heidi label called Don't You Know. Here is his first release on the Heidi label. He was awarded a contract with the Heidi record label out of New York City after he won 4 consecutive nights in a row at the Apollo Theater's Amateur Hour contest. And this song was played here in New York City on WMCA, made it up to number 46, but this is his debut single from April of 1965. Let's give a listen to Joe Henderson. Joe Henderson on the Heidi label. It's called How Long Will It Last? Did I say Joe Henderson? I said Joe Anderson. Let me see. I said Joe Anderson. I didn't say Joe Henderson. Mike, you got to get your ears clean there. I know Joe Henderson did Snap Your Fingers, but that is Joe Anderson. If I said Henderson, Johnny G is out in La La Land. Maybe I am for everything I did today. But anyway, that's Joe Anderson, not Henderson. I meant Anderson. I hope I didn't say. Did I say Henderson? It shouldn't be Anderson. It says Anderson on my paper. April 65. That's his. I said because Joe Henderson would have had Snap Your Fingers on Todd Records. I knew that. So that is an error on my part. But I'll have to go back and check the tape what I said. But that's the debut single for Joe Anderson. There you go. April 1965 on the Heidi label. How Long Will It Last is the name of the tune. Maybe I did say Henderson. Anyway, I'll blame the dentist there, Cool T. Anyway, let's continue here with this next singer. She was a member of the 1950s girl group, The Hearts. First recording for Baton Records back in 1955. Now in 59, she recorded as Ina Louise and The Hearts, a rare 45 on the Argyle record label. I have featured it both sides on my 50s and early 60s show, and you may know the song From a Cap to a Gown. The flip is good too, A Prisoner to Love, I think it's called, something like that. But she had one solo release that came out on the Verve label. This side written and produced by Jimmy Williams and Larry Harrison. Larry Harrison, he was a member of the Four Buddies that recorded for Savoy, doing lots of writing in the 1960s. It's arranged by Bert Keys. We go to December 1965 for Louise Murray. Louise Murray on the Verve label. It's called The Love I Give.
Where does the green go when a berry turns blue? Where does the blue go when the sky turns gray? Where does the sun go on a cloudy day? I don't know, I don't know. I only know the love I
That's Louise Murray. Louise Murray, she was a ex-member of the Hearts that recorded for Baton, and also I think maybe even the J-Nets too. She recorded with the J-Nets. That is Louise Murray from December 1965. That's her only solo release. I think it is on the Verve label. The Love I Give is the name of the tune. This next singer, he's from Philadelphia. He was a lead singer for the Dovells. They had a monster hit. I think Lenny G, you would have bought that record in 61 called The Bristol Stomp. Came out on the Parkway label in 1961, but he went solo in 1964. His real name was Leonard Borisov, but he changed it to Len Barry. Now, his first solo single came out on Cameo Records in February 64. It was called Don't Come Back, but this was his follow-up. This is second release on the Cameo label, a tune he wrote together with Jimmy Wisner. This charted number 56 on WAVS in New Haven, Connecticut. Let's go to April of 1964 for the well, I actually say it on the label. Formerly of the Dovells, actually the lead singer formerly of the Dovells, Len Barry on the Cameo record label. The tune is called Hearts Are Trump.
Hearts are Trump.
Getting caught again here tonight, darn it. As I set up another thing here. I'm trying to talk and do multitasking, you know. You got to get used to doing that. Anyway, that's the sound of Len Barry. Len Barry there, April 1964. That's his second release on the Cameo label. Hearts Are Trump is the name of the tune. Now, he would team up with Johnny Madera and David White and sign with Decca Records, and with the help of Jimmy Wisner, he had a big hit in 1965. It was called 1, 2, 3. I'm sure many of you remember that tune. It kind of resurrected his career, and in mid-1965, as a result, Cameo would reissue this song on Parkway Records. Tried to capitalize on the hits that Len Barry was having on the Decca record label. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening. Let's continue here. And here's a girl group out of Los Angeles, California. They would have this one release that came out on the Fontana label. The group is called the Parfaits. The Parfaits, and the lead singer is the niece of Les Paul and Mary Ford, and this is the group's only release, as I mentioned. This song produced by Mike Curb, arranged by Bob Summers, and you can check out a video. They do this a song on Shivaree. I think it's on YouTube if you check it out. And these are the Parfaits. It features Shirley Ann Hall on lead. We go to October of 1965. The Parfaits on Fontana. It's called You Got a Good Thing Going, Boy. They're called the Parfaits. The Parfaits there from October 1965. That's on the Fontana label. Shirley Ann Hall is the lead singer. You Got a Good Thing Going, Boy is the name of the tune. As we continue here and we head to Memphis, Tennessee for this next group. They initially recorded as the Chips in 1961 on the Satellite record label. I do have that 45. Now, Satellite Records would eventually become Stax Records. Now, when they changed over to Stax Records, the group changed their name to the Astors. They had 4 releases on the Stax label. This is their second release, which became their biggest hit, a tune written by Steve Cropper and Isaac Hayes. It features Curtis Johnson on lead. This made it up to number 68 on Cashbox, 63 on Billboard, number 12 on the Billboard R&B. The Billboard R&B chart, but number 3 on WIBG in Philadelphia. We go to May of 1965. The Astors on the Stax label. Their tune is called Candy.
Have you seen my girl?
Those are the Astors there. That's their second of four on the Stax record label, May 1965. Candy is the name of the tune. Curtis Johnson on lead. Now, Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room has made an instant request to hear the flip side of this 45, which I haven't tested, but we'll test it here. Let's flip it over, because I did have their first release on Stax ready to go, but I'll still set it up to play. Let's hope the copyright police don't come out early, though. Let's flip over for Mark. Let's flip over Candy for Mark, and you get I Found Out as the B-side of their second release by the Astors on the Stax label for Mark Speck.
I found out about you, baby. Found out you with another man. I caught up with you, baby. Caught with your hands in hand. You swore lies. Thinking of those lies that you told me. But no more, there'll be no heartaches for me to face. I'm gonna leave you, oh yes I am. No, find another place where I can lay my head with one beside me. That's not always in the street. Do you remember what I told you? If you be true, so am I. And you told
Instant requests here on the Vinyltreasure Show for listener Mark Speck there. He says that this song is getting spins on the UK dance floor now. They're dancing to that tune. The flip side of Candy, the group's by the Astors from May of 65 on Stax Records, the group's second release. That's the B-side, I Found Out is the name of that tune. Actually, I had a twin spin set up for the Astors, but I'm going to play it anyway here. Usually the copyright police, they don't like three in a row by the same artist, but too bad. They can bill me in the morning. But let's this twin spin here is the group's first on Stax. After they changed their name from the Chips, they went to the Astors. This one released in July of 63. It's called Just Enough to Hurt Me, the Astors.
Oh baby, you've been so unfaithful, just as naughty as you can be. Now you may not have done much to hurt yourself, but you enough to hurt me. You run around the streets of town with every fella that you see. Now if that's not enough to hurt your pride, it's just enough to hurt me. Not just enough to hurt me. Just enough to hurt me, dirty baby. Just enough to hurt me. Oh, you know that you've done just enough to hurt me, dirty baby. Done just enough to hurt me. Done just enough to hurt me. My poor heart is broken. I have nothing left, as you see. For the things that made life a pleasure to you were the things you've done to hurt me. You've done just enough to hurt me. Just enough to hurt me, pretty baby. Just enough to hurt me. You know that you've done just enough to hurt me, pretty baby. Just enough to hurt me. You know that you've done just enough to hurt me, pretty baby. Done just enough to hurt me.
That's their first release on the Stax record label, the Astors, there from July 63, Just Enough to Hurt Me. The flip side, really doo-woppy. That's more from my 1950s and early 60s show. I'm still missing their fourth single on the Stax record label. You know, the not that easy to find a couple of these singles by the Astors. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures for this next singer. She's from Glasgow, Scotland, and not only was she a singer, she was also an actress and a TV star. I think she had a TV show in 68 or 66 maybe over in the UK. But she was born Marie Laurie, and this was her debut single, at least here in the United States. And it's a cover tune. This was first recorded by the Isley Brothers back in 1959 for RCA Records. Now this charted, didn't do well here in the US. Number 95 on Cashbox, 94 on Billboard, number 8 though on WKBK in Keene, New Hampshire. And the song was re-released again in 1967 when she appeared in a movie. She was in the movie To Sir With Love, and she had a big hit on Epic with the same song. The title of the movie there was a big hit for her. But this is from June of 64. Let's give a listen to Lulu and the Lovers. Lulu and the Lovers on the Parrot record label, and her rendition of the tune, Shout.
Well, you know you make me wanna shout. Look, my hands jumping, look, my heart's bumping, throw my head back. Come on now, don't forget to say you will. Yeah, don't forget to shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Throw your head back, baby. Come on, come on. Throw your head back. Woo. Come on now. Say that you love me. Say that you need me. Say that you want me. Ain't gonna leave me. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I still remember when you used to be 9 years old. Yeah, yeah, I always loved you from the bottom of my soul. Yeah, yeah, now that he's old enough to know you wanna lead me, you wanna love me so. I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now.
song, you make me wanna shout. Woo, shout, woo, shout, woo, shout, woo, shout. All right, all right, all right. Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. All right, all right, all right. Hey, 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 shout now, jump up and shout now. Everybody shout now, everybody shout now. Everybody shout, 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 shout. Ah, shout, 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 shout. Oh, shout, 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 shout. Ah, shout, 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 shout. Ah, shout.
There you go. That's Lulu. Lulu and the Lovers. Lulu and the Lovers there. That is her first release here in the States. Came out on the Parrot record label. Song entitled Shout, a cover of the Isley Brothers tune. That came out in June of 1964. Now, she was also married to Maurice Gibb of the Bee Gees between 1968, 1973, and she also does a nice version of a song I like by her called "Oh Me Oh My." I think what did Aretha do that first? I think maybe, I don't know, but it came out on Atco in late 1969. Johnny G here on a Wednesday. Let's continue now for this next singer-songwriter and actor. He's originally from Houston, Texas. He was born November 6th of 1938, and I have to tell you, used to work for a company, Transamerica Leasing. Of course, they're giving me a big problem with my retirement thing. That was part of my problem today. They wanted a special identification, a government birth certificate. I said, what is a government birth certificate? I was born in 1958. There would no, I have my birth certificate from the hospital I was born in, and it's got a seal on it. That is my birth certificate. I didn't get a governmental birth certificate. And I have a special driving license too. I said, can I send you that? So I sent them that. They said, no, that's not good. I said, but that is, New York State has like two types of driving licenses. They have a general one that anybody can get, and they have another one that they check all your data, where you live, your social security, or they want all this information. It's a little longer process, but they didn't take that. And now I have to get it notarized too. I said, it's going to cost me $25 for this. What the hell? But anyway, I don't want to ponder on that. But what brings me to that is my secretary who worked for me, she found out that I was a big record collector, and we're talking back, I left the company in 1996, I think. So her name was Sandy Wilson, and she had a really strong Texas accent, and she said, Johnny, are you a record collector? And I said, yes, I am. And she moved to New York. Her and her husband. She's back in Texas now, I think. I don't know if she's in Houston or not, but we do communicate during Christmas time. But she says, well, Johnny, I went to school with a singer. And I said, you went to school with a singer? And she said, yes, I did. His name is James Marcus Smith. And I was like, well, I don't know anybody named James Marcus Smith. And so she said, you sure you don't know who he is? Because he's pretty big over in the UK. And so then I went and I checked it. And I said, you mean your next door neighbor was PJ Proby? She goes, yes. And I have his LPs that he gave when he came back from England to visit his mom. And I was there. He gave me all his LPs. Of course, she gave them to me. She didn't want them anymore. She gave them to me. But she knows him personally. And I said, really? Well, I like some of his records. And that brings us to this next record here. for this singer, his real name James Marcus Smith, but Sharon Shealy suggested he change his name to PJ Proby, as he was not as popular here in the U.S. as he was over in England. And he did have a big hit here in 1967 called Nicky Hokey. I guess that would have to be a signature song, at least here in the States. But he had 15 releases on the Liberty record label. This is his fourth, a tune written by Jackie DeShannon from December 64. PJ Proby on Liberty Records. It's called Just Like Him.
I can stand tall, just like him, and I'm not afraid at all, just like him. I can walk you home and do things on my own. I know you like him to give in, but I can do that, baby, just like him. Oh, just like him. We can talk for fun, and just like him, I can try to be someone, and we dance for a while, and then I'll make you smile. Every time the future looks dim, oh, I can do things, baby, just like him. I can do it, baby. Oh, let me do it, baby. Just like him, I want to hold you tight. Oh, just like him, you know I want to treat you right. So come on, baby, give me a try. I want to be your guy, baby, baby, just like him. Let me do it, baby, just like him. Oh, I can do it, baby, just like.
We'll send that one out to my ex-secretary, Sandy Wilson, because she likes PJ Proby. PJ Proby there, December 1964, his fourth of 15 releases on the Liberty record label. Just like him. I can be just like him. You can be just like Johnny G if you spin original vinyl 45's. Let's continue here for this next singer. He hails from Tuskegee, Alabama. First recording for the Mercury record label in 1965, but this was his second overall release. Came out on a label called Strike. Wasn't there a cigarette called, was it Lucky Strike? I'd rather strike than switch. Is that the saying? No, I rather fight than switch. I'm getting confused. But anyway, his real name was Johnny Robinson, but this is the only release that he had that he recorded as Johnny R, the letter R. So when I record, I can record as Johnny G. This is Johnny R, a song he co-wrote. And this is from May of 1966. Let's give a listen to Johnny R, a.k.a. Johnny Robinson, on the Strike label. It's called The Champ.
Everybody wanna be friends with the champ. Oh yeah. Everybody wanna be on a winner's side. Oh yeah. You know the champ has the crown. He got friends and fans all around. Everybody wanna be friends with the champ. Ooh. When his name is in bright lights, he makes millions for his TV rights, throwing his money all around. The champ is the talk of the town. Then one day he lost his throne. Need a friend, they all were gone. Too late he began to think of the day his fame would sink. Now ex-champ walked the street, nobody looked or even speak. Everybody wanna be friends with the champ. Yeah. You don't have to be a champ in the ring to go through the same thing. Living high up in class. Take my advice and make it last. 'Cause when all your money is gone, need a friend and you're all alone. Everybody I wanna be friends with the champ. Ooh, yeah. I know, when your money is gone, you need a friend.
That's Johnny R, a.k.a. Johnny Robinson. That's his second overall release from May of 1966. It's on the Strike record label. The Champ is the name of the tune. And he would sign with OK Records. I think he had 3 releases on OK beginning in 68. And then 3 more came out on the parent label, Epic, or subsidiary. They were all associated with Columbia Music. Let's continue now. And here is a song that my Aunt Mary really liked by this gal from Kingstree, South Carolina. She began recording back in 1960 for No More Records. You may know her tune All in My Mind, but others followed after No More on ABC, Paramount, and also lots of records on the Wand label. This is her 5th of 19 for Wand Records, a Carole King, Jerry Goffin composition arranged by Bert Keys, charted number 24 on Billboard, number 22 on Cashbox, number 2 on the R&B chart, also big record on WVON in Chicago, Illinois. We go to September of 1964 and give a listen to Miss Maxine Brown. Maxine Brown on the Wand label. Her tune is called Oh No, Not My Baby.
everyone knew I didn't believe a single word was true. I showed them all I had of faith in you. I just kept on saying, oh no, not my baby. Oh no, not my sweet baby. You're not like those other guys who lead you on and tell you lies. My mama told me when rumors spread there's truth somewhere and I should use my head, but I didn't listen to what she said. I kept right on saying, oh no, not my baby. Oh no, not my sweet baby. You're not like those other boys who play with hearts like they were toys. Well, you might have had a last minute fling, but I am sure it didn't mean a thing. 'Cause yesterday you gave me your ring, and now I'm glad that I kept on saying, oh no, not my baby. Oh no, not my sweet baby. You're not like those other guys who lead you on and tell you lies. Oh no, not my baby. Oh no, not my sweet baby. Oh no, not my baby. No, 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 not my sweet baby. Oh no.
That's the great sound of Maxine Brown there. Great tune she does from September 64 on the Juan record label. Oh No, Not My Baby. So many great tunes by Miss Maxine Brown. I don't know if she's still performing today. I know she was, and she's not a young lady either, but she looks young. I have to tell you that as we continue here. I couldn't show you. I was on the phone with my mother, and she was telling me something. Well, I'll get back to her, but let's continue here. We head back out to Los Angeles, California for this next singer. His name is Billy Quarles, and this record first issued on the local Raleigh label and in March of 1965 would be picked up by Columbia in August of 65, and the title is one word longer on Columbia for one reason. They would include the word quit. Why they did that, I don't know why. I guess it sounds better by putting quit in front of the title, but it was omitted on the original release. The tune written by Lenny and Robert Duncan, who also recorded as the Duncan Brothers. They got a couple of great records on the Capitol record label. But I like this song from March of 1965. Well, it kind of changes the wording by not putting quit in front of it, because it's Billy Quarles on Columbia. So if you have it on Columbia, it says, quit bringing up what I've done wrong. And then this title says here on the Raleigh label, bringing up what I've done wrong. So it's kind of, those are two different meanings, but it's still the same song. Let's go to March of 65. Billy Quarles on Raleigh. It's called Bringing Up What I've Done Wrong.
Quit bringing up what I've done wrong. I always hear the same old song. Every time we fight, oh, you are always right. Bringing up the things that I've done wrong. the times I showed up late are always on your mind. See that you could find something else besides what I've done wrong.
That's right, you're wrong.
Why must you haunt me with things I try to forget?
Try to forget.
Reminding me of all the things that you know I regret.
Try to forget.
You know that I could do the same,
The same.
but I don't play that kind of game.
The game.
If you forget the past, I know our love could last. Quit bringing up things that I've done wrong.
That's right, you're wrong.
Why must you haunt me with things I try to forget?
Try to forget.
Reminding me of all the things that you know I regret.
You try to forget.
Hey, you know that I could do the same,
The same.
but I don't play that kind of game.
The game.
If you forget the past, I know our love could last. Quit bringing up the things that I've done wrong.
That's right,
Oh, here
you're
we go
wrong.
again.
That's right.
I'm always
That's right.
wrong and you're always right.
That's
Now I know
right.
you don't want me to
That's
start
right.
talking
You're
about
wrong.
the time in the past.
His name is Billy Quarles. Billy Quarles from March 65. It's on the, not on the Columbia. Charlene, you got to fix that. That says Columbia. It should be Rally Records. It's called Bringing Up What I've Done Wrong is the name of the tune. The Columbia release has quit before it. Gives you a totally different meaning. Quit bringing up what I've done wrong versus bringing up what I guess you would say, you know, bringing up what I've done wrong. Now quit bringing up what I've done. So anyway, let's not get so caught up in this. But anyway, let's continue here for this trio of gals from Port Richmond, New York. And they consisted of sisters Candy and Suzanne Nelson and schoolmate Jeanette Johnson. You may know their signature song that came out in late 1964 on the Cameo label. It was a dance tune called The 81. And they also recorded 3 on the Scepter label. This is their second with Candy Nelson on lead. Let's give a listen to Candy and the Kisses. We've been doing a lot of Candy stuff today, haven't we? We heard Candy by the Astors, and now we have Candy by Candy and the Kisses. All that's missing is Big May Bell's Candy. But anyway, let's go to January 66. Candy and the Kisses on the Scepter label. It's called Sweet and Lovely. That is Candy and the Kisses there. That is their second of three. On the Scepter label, that is the intended A-side of the 45 too. A song called Sweet and Lovely came out in January of 1966. Candy Nelson on lead. Now, Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room wants Johnny G to play the B-side of this 45. Let me just check in here. This is an Ashford, Simpson, and Armstead song. So there you go. I could understand why. Who wrote the other side? The one we just heard. John... What is that? John Marley and Ronnie Williams. But let's flip it over here. An instant request from Mark Speck. He says it's on the Kent LP. A Kent LP. Like Kent the label LP. But anyway, let's flip it over here for Mark Speck. I actually was going to play this side, really, but this is the B-side for their second release on Scepter for Candy and the Kisses, January 66. It's called Out in the Streets Again for Mark.
Out in the streets again, out in the streets again.
Since my baby don't want me no more, I'm just drifting to and fro, uptown, all around town, looking for a love that can't be found.
Out in the streets again,
Out in the streets again, baby.
out in the streets again.
My baby found someone else. I don't know what to do with myself. Walking in the rain, running in the wind, trying to get rid of this hate within.
Out in the streets again,
Out in the streets again,
out in the
baby.
streets again.
Oh yeah. Oh, some boys try to get fresh with me, taking classes and taking liberties. 'Cause I just roam the streets of love, got no place to really call home, really call home.
Out in the streets again,
Out in the streets again, baby.
again.
Oh yeah, baby, I miss your loving care. I see your face everywhere. I need your loving arms always near. Baby, you know it's cold out here.
Out in the streets again,
Out in the streets again.
streets again.
I can't eat.
Out in the streets again.
Out in the streets.
There you go with an instant request for listener Mark Speck there. He says that is on the Kent Ace LP there for Northern Soul Tunes there. That is Candy and the Kisses. Candy Nelson on lead. The B-side called Out in the Streets Again came out on the Scepter label. That's their second of three on the Scepter label. They could play Out in the Streets by the Shangri-Las. They do that on the Redbird record label. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And wait a minute, I messed up. You see what I did, folks? I didn't play the record I had on the turntable and I took it off. That shows you where Johnny G's head is. That's what happens when you get only 3 hours of sleep a night. There you go. And I have to apologize for the requests that I got this week. I only found one for Adrian, and the other one, Adrian, was Charlene had trouble finding, and it wasn't released on a 45. I know a lot of the requests I get from the listeners, a lot of you don't know if they ever were on a 45, so it takes me a little bit longer to try to find them if they're not on 45. So I have others that do check ahead of of time when they send it to me. But before I send them to Charlene, I normally check, but I just forwarded her that because she helped me quite a bit today. And her PC is on the blink, too. She's got a problem with her PC. And I was lucky I probably wouldn't have done the show tonight if Charlene couldn't have helped me. But anyway, I messed that up there. So let me put that record back on the turntable, as this is a 6-member group out of Tidewater, Virginia. First recording for the ABC Paramount record label in 1963. They were called the Royal Robins. Then in 1967, they had another release under on the True Glowtown label, and then became a quartet and changed their name to the Soul City when they signed with Mercury Records. Now, this group included George Britt, Ellery Payton, Halsey Payton, and lead singer George Payton. This song, produced by Mike Lewis and Stuart Weiner, arranged by Bert Keys. It's from November 67. Let's give a listen to The Soul City. The Soul City on Mercury Records. It's called I Shot for... Doesn't make sense. I Shot for the Moon. They're called the Soul City. The Soul City there, that's on the Mercury record label, November 1967. I Shot for the Moon is the name of that tune here. Let's continue here for a request. This is my only request that I'm filling tonight, unfortunately. Just didn't have enough time here. I'm trying to sort through. My mother was helping me, and Adrian, you know how I found this record? By chance. My mother was helping me sort through boxes of 60s records. Last night, about 1 o'clock in the morning, I brought down about maybe 5 boxes of 45's. And I told her, I said, Ma, we got to put them on the table, and we just have to put them in piles alphabetically. So she pulled out this record by the Mad Lads. I said, Ma, is that Volt number 137? So she says, yes, Johnny. I said, that's Adrian's request. It's like a needle in a haystack. I found it because it wasn't checked off in my book. See, just because I don't have it checked off in my book doesn't mean I don't have it. But I used to keep track of all the records that I purchased. If I didn't file them and clean them and file them, I would check them off in my Ken Klee book. But you see, this was in the box a bunch, it messed up with a whole bunch of other records. But this is a request for listener Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico. The group from Memphis, Tennessee, they formed while attending Booker T High School in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, their debut single came out in November of '64 on Stax Records, believe it or not. But then the label moved them over to the subsidiary Volt label, where they had 15 more singles. And their first release was their biggest hit, a song called Don't Have to Shop Around. But this is their fourth release on the Volt label, co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is John Gary Williams, who I think he wrote this song about his mom. This charted, was that the case? Yes, it is. This charted number 16 on the R&B chart, number 2 on WWIN in Baltimore, Maryland. This is going out to Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. The Sound of the Mad Lads from June of '66 on the Volt label. It's called I Want a Girl.
I want a girl just like the girl that married my dad. Just like the girl that married my dad. She don't have to be the world. She just gotta be my girl. She don't have to be the world. No, she just gotta be my sweet little girl. Gotta be my girl. Have to be but she's gotta be just like my mom. And I wanna love just like the love that my dad. Just like the love that my dad. She don't have to be no queen. Just let it
That's by request for Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. He is listening in Mexico there. That's a great tune, except it's on styrene. I hate styrene records because sometimes if they're not clean and they're not, or I should say they're not mint, they get some kind of a static and noise to it. That's the problem with some styrene records. June 1966, a great tune there, the fourth release by the Mad Lads. It's on the Volt label, I Want a Girl. We'll send that one out to listener Adrian in our YouTube chat room. Let's continue here with a girl group out of Connecticut. This is their lone release. It came out on the Clock label. Now, the group is called The New Loves, N-U space L-U-V apostrophe S, and it features Barbara Stroman on lead. This is from December of 1967. Let's give a listen to The New Loves on the Clock label. It's called Hello Lover, Goodbye Friend. The New Loves. That group called The New Loves, spelled N-U-L-U-V apostrophe S. It's on the Clock record label, December 1967. Not an easy record to find, by the way. It's Hello Lover, parentheses, Goodbye Friend. Now, this gal, lead singer Barbara Stroman, she would go on to have solo releases on Star Vision International, and this is not the same group. This group is not the same group that recorded for Mercury in 1966. But anyway, let's continue here as we go back to Detroit, Michigan for this singer. Made his debut in 1958 on the Kudo label, Robert West's Kudo Records. Back in 1959, he signed with United Artists Records to have 19 releases between 59 and 64, and his first two biggest hits were in 1960, songs like You Got What It Takes and I Love the Way You Love. But let's give a listen to his 11th on United Artists. This song, written by Smokey Robinson, an early Smokey Robinson pen tune. It produced by Berry Gordy Jr. and arranged by Bill Ramal. This is from October 1961. This is Marv Johnson on United Artists. It's called Easier Said Than Done.
After
That's Mr. Marv Johnson there. Tune written early writing credit for Smokey Robinson, October 1961. Marv Johnson on United Artists Records. Easier Said Than Done is the name of the tune. That is, sometimes it is for all of us. I mean, it is. I'm telling you, I have weeks on end that I wish things were easier said than done. And I never get to do the things. Listen, last Monday, I forgot to post. Well, I did a couple things. The week before, or Saturday night, I forgot to post the promo for the show. So people were lost. Or then, was it that day? I forget. And then Monday, I did the right date and everything, but I set up in YouTube the wrong day, like 24 hours later. So that was a fiasco. So again, Johnny G's doing this in the wee hours of the morning. You know, I'm a night owl. Yes, I am. Let's continue here for this singer from Blythedale, Arizona. Began singing with a group called the Cool Gents in the 1950s, but he went on to a solo career in 1958 with a string of releases on the Falcon, Abner, and VJ labels. Now, his biggest solo hit was a song that I liked that he did in 1961. You may know the tune called Raindrops, but in 1964 he signed with Constellation. He had 9 releases on the Constellation label through 1966, and this is his second release on the label. Now, this song written by Bob Gaudio of the Four Seasons, and this song first recorded by a gal. Her name is Jackie Hill. She did it first on the Marbrit label in August of 63. This was the very next version of the tune, produced by Bob Gaudio and Frankie Valli. It's mentioned on the label. This charted number 37 on WKLO in Louisville, Kentucky. Let's go to May of 1964 for Mr. D. Clark. D. Clark on Constellation. His song, or his rendition of the tune, Come Closer.
Shy. No, no, no. I wanna be your to me, to me.
That's Mr. D. Clark. Whoops, I almost turned that one on. D. Clark there, his second release on the Constellation label, May 1964. The male version of the tune Come Closer. And this would also be covered in November of 65 by Jessica James and the Outlaws on Dynavoice. I think I played that here on the program. And in December of 1966, by a gal. Her name was Tiffany Michael, and Tiffany Michael is an alias for this gal from Belleville, New Jersey. She was the lead singer of the Angels, you know, the same Angels that did My Boyfriend's Back. Her real name, Peggy Santiglia. And let's give a listen to her version of that song. This one arranged by Charlie Colello and also produced by Bob Gaudio. This charted number 29 on KIMM in Rapid City, South Dakota. So you just heard the male version done by D. Clark. Well, here's a female cover version from December 66 by Tiffany Michael, a.k.a. Peggy Santiglia, on MGM Records, and her rendition of the tune Come Closer, as the copyright police are now chasing Johnny G.
Come closer. Come close. Never met a boy like you. I can't believe it's true. You're really quite a guy. Don't ever say goodbye. I love the way you walk. I love
There is a battle of the songs there. You heard the D. Clark version first, then you heard Tiffany Michael, a.k.a. Peggy Santiglia version there from December 66 on MGM, Come Closer. Wonder if that's the same backing track, and then they added the vocals on top. That would explain the Bob Gaudio production, possibly for that. But anyway, there you go. Let's continue here. Now we go to New York now for this next group. First recording for the Big Bunny label in 1966, but they had two releases on Philips Records. This is their second, a tune written by the lead singer. His name is James Stuck Sturkey. And this one arranged by Richard T. This was number 6 on WTRX. If you were listening in Flint, Michigan, let's go to August of 1967 and give a listen to The Millionaires. The Millionaires on the Philips label, and this is on styrene, so there's possible damage on the vinyl. We'll see. You'll hear it. The Millionaires on Philips with Never For Me, their second.
Say the sweet words to somebody else, but never ever for me. You seem to keep love all to yourself, and never ever for me. You said I was the only one, but there's no need denying that I fell for you, baby, body and soul. And it hurt when I found you were lying, baby. Never, never for me, girl. Never, never for me. Never, never for me, girl. Never, never for me. I see you talking to the other guy, but never ever to me. You got me so wrapped up in you, baby. I'll never ever be free. I wish you give me just one more chance, prove that I'm for real. But you deceive me, laugh and leave me. You don't care how I feel, no, baby. Never, never for me. Never, never for me. Never, never for me. Don't you know that I can see now? Never, never for me. Never, never for me. Never, never for me. What I say, baby. Gonna get you sweeter. Just wait and see. I'm gonna make it my prison of love for all eternity. I know we can make another start much better than before. If you would take my hand, let me be your man. I'll make you love me more and more. Oh baby, don't mean maybe stop your jiving. You silly conniving mama. Never, never for me, baby. Never, never for me. Come on, mama. I wanna tell you one harm. Never, never before me. Never, never before me. Don't you know that I can see now?
They're called The Millionaires. That's their second release on the Philips label from August 67. The Millionaires with Never For Me is the name of the tune. Maybe that's one of their harder records there, but I don't know. As we continue here for this next singer, she is from East Orange, New Jersey. Now, she was a younger sister to Dionne Warwick. Now, she began her singing career in 1963, a recording for Jubilee Records, but after singles on Tiger, and I think she had 3 on the Blue Rock label. She, in 1968, she would sign with Mercury Records. She had 11 releases on Mercury. Let's give a listen to her 6th release. Now, this was taken off from a Mercury LP they put out of the same title of this tune. This tune written by Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, arranged by Joe Renzetti. Let's go to March of 1968 for a D.D. Warwick. D.D. Warwick on the Mercury label. It's called Girls Need Love. D.D. Warwick. That's Dee Dee Warwick. Dee Dee Warwick on the Mercury record label there from March of 1968. A Kenny Gamble, Leon Huffpen tune. Girls Need Love is the name of the tune. That's her 6th of 11 on the Mercury record label. Now, this next singer previously was the lead singer of the 1950s vocal group The Wanderers, but he went solo in 1965 with a release on the legendary Shrine label. That's a 45 that I still need. That Shrine record brings a lot of money. Yes, it does. And also recorded for United Artists. Now, here is his first for United Artists. And in 1965, when this was released, two versions of this were out at the same time. One that Lenny Welch did, which is pretty good too, by the way, and this version, as done by Ray Pollard. This is produced by Jerry Granahan. This was a number 11 record on WAAT. If you were listening in Trenton, New Jersey, let's go to April of 1965 for Ray Pollard. Ray Pollard on United Artists Records and his rendition of the tune Darling, Take Me Back, parentheses, I'm Sorry.
Although it's plain that we're through, my stubborn heart keeps on loving you. I miss your love so badly, it's a crime. If only I could make you change your mind, I'd get down on my knees with my heart in my hand. Darling, take me back, I'm sorry. Darling, take me back, I'm sorry. If you give me one more chance, I will be true. I stopped at places we knew, hoping that I may run into you. If only you would pass along my way, I'd swallow all my pride and I will say, while I'm down on my knees with my heart in my hand. Darling, take me back, I'm sorry. Darling, take me back, I'm sorry. If you give me one more chance, I will be true. Oh, darling, take me back, I'm sorry. Darling, take me back, I'm sorry. If you give me one more chance, I will be true. Come on, come on, come on, darling, take me back, I'm sorry. Darling, take me back, I'm sorry.
That's a big production sound of Ray Pollard there. That is his first of three from April 1965 on United Artists. Darling, Take Me Back, I'm Sorry. Also the Lenny Welch, also another big production that Lenny Welch does on that tune. As we continue here on the All 60s edition. Up next, this singer from Los Angeles, California, was at one time married to Richard Berry. Of course, Richard Berry, so very instrumental in the early days of vocal group harmony with groups like the Flares and the Crowns, plus so many others, not to mention discovering new talent, and I'm sure he discovered this gal. First recording back in 1961 for the Vanco label, so stay tuned for her first release because it is a request from Matey Campoy. We'll be playing it Saturday night, her 1961 debut single. Wasn't sure I had it, but I found it in in the box when Matey asked for the request. I wasn't sure. I had to look for it, and I found it, but it's right over here. I will play it on Saturday night. But she recorded on many labels like Dot Records, Reveille, A Little Star, Planetary, and Gene Autry's Challenge label. This tune written by David Gates. Of course, David Gates would take her to Planetary Records, where he managed that label for a little bit, and she had 2 releases on Planetary that I have featured here, or maybe 3 that I have featured here on the program. But this is a release on Challenge. We go back to November of '63. Miss Dorothy Berry on the Challenge label. It's called Crying on My Pillow.
Every night I sit at home and wait for him to call. Waiting with my teddy bear, staring at the wall. Picking up the pieces of the heart he broke that day. Crying on my pillow ever since he went away.
Since he went away, wonder why he went away.
Can't forget the day we met by chances quite remote. Flashed a glance out to romance, and man, that's all she wrote. Blue, blue eyes just like the skies, but now they're turning gray. Crying on my pillow ever since he went away.
Since he went away, wonder why he went Since he went away, wonder why he went away.
Yesterday I saw him walking home with my best friend. I know I can't trade a place, so I'll just pretend. Told him I still love him now, just what more can I say? Crying on my pillow ever since he went away.
Since he went away, wonder why he went away. Since he went
Ever since he went away,
wonder why he went
he won't come back to stay.
Since he went
Ever since he went away,
wonder why he went
crying on my pillow.
Since he went
That's Miss Dorothy Berry from November 1963. It's on the Challenge record label. Crying on My Pillow is the name of the tune. You know, I was Santi was telling me, and Charlene, something's odd with the Oldies and More radio stream tonight. I don't know if it's my player. It looks like it might be the player. I had some update, it looks like, last night, and maybe you kind of switched something on the player, so it's kind of out of sync. I got to double check it to see what's going on there. But anyway, so if you're having trouble there, you can switch over. You should switch over to the YouTube. I don't know what's going on, but something is not right there. Let's continue here. This next singer is mainly a country singer, many country tunes in the 1970s. He's from Robbinsville, North Carolina. First recording for the Princess label in 1963, but he would have 8 releases on the Scepter label, and a lot of them are very soulful sounding. This is his second release on Scepter, a tune written by Valerie Simpson and Nick Ashford, produced by Stan Green. This charted number 33 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. If you were listening, let's go to January of 1966 and give a listen to Ronnie Millsap. Yes, Ronnie Millsap on Scepter Records. It's called When It Comes Home to My Baby. Ronnie Millsap.
When a guy loves a girl, the way I love my baby, guess you could call him a little bit crazy. 'Cause my love is so strong through all that's right or wrong. When it comes to my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby. When we're alone, I lose all sense of time. I guess that's what some folks call a one-track mind. She kisses me in a special way, and anything she says is okay, 'cause she's my baby, my baby, my baby. She treats me like a king, and you know, that's everything. And I can't help it but need her so, and where I lead her, I know she'll go. Yeah. When I say I love her, all the words just seem so small. I guess they just ain't wrote the book on how to tell it all. She gives me all she's got to give, and without her, there's no life for me to live. 'Cause she's my baby, my baby, my baby. She's my baby, my baby, my baby. Talking about my baby, my baby, my baby. I can't live without my baby, my baby, my baby.
It doesn't sound like a country singer there, but that is Ronnie Millsap. Went on to be a big, big country star, but not in his early days there. January 1966, Ronnie Millsap on the Scepter label. When It Comes to My Baby is the name of the tune. Now, Mark Speck is asking Johnny G to flip over the 45, so we're going to do it instantly here. Let's see. This was the intended A side. Mark wants to hear the B side of the 45. Let me see who wrote this one here. Actually, he wrote this tune. Ronnie Millsap wrote the B side of this 45, produced by Stan Green again, and he wrote this tune. Let's put it on the turntable here. Put the needle on. It's called 1,000 Miles from Nowhere. This is a B-side by request for Mark Speck, Ronnie Millsap.
I'm sitting here 1,000 miles from nowhere, baby, in this one-room country little shack now. I'm sitting here 1,000 miles from nowhere, baby, in this one-room country little shack now. Yeah. And my only worldly possessions are the clothes hanging on my back. I wake up out every night about midnight. Girl, I just can't sleep no more. Oh, alright. I said I wake up out every night at a midnight hour, child. Girl, I just can't sleep no more. Oh, alright. Memories to keep me company, and the lonesome wind howling round my door. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna leave in the morning, baby. Girl, before I lose my mind. Hey, 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 hey. I'm gonna leave in the morning, baby. No, no, no. Girl, before I lose my mind. Oh, no, rain. 'Cause I've got to find a companion. I don't care if she's dumb, deaf, crippled, or blind. Well, I'm sitting there 1,000 miles from nowhere, baby, no, 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 no. In this one room, a country little shack. Oh, by myself, put away down south. I'm sitting there 1,000 miles from nowhere, baby, all right.
That is an instant request from Mark Speck in our YouTube chat. Man, liking that tune there in the YouTube chat room. That is the B-side to the second release for Ronnie Milsap from January 66 on the Scepter label, When It Comes Home to My Baby, with that tune called 1,000 Miles from Nowhere is the name of the tune. Johnny G here on Oldies and More Radio. Does not sounding good on that station there for some reason. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's my player here. Something was changed. I tried to fix it. Ain't working, but you can tune in on the YouTube stream. Coming in loud and clear here for a Wednesday evening. Let's continue here. I may need some help on this next artist. If anybody knows anything about this gal, she supposedly was the founding member of the Great Society, and she has 2 releases on Cadet Concept. This tune written by Darby Slick and also arranged. He also arranged it along with Charles Stephanie. This is her second of 2 on the Cadet Concept label from February of '69. Her name is Jeannie Pearsall, Piersol, Jeannie Pearsall on Cadet Concept. It's called Your Sweet Inner Self.
Till you and my free
That's the second of two for Jeannie Pearsall. That one there, February 69. It's on Cadet Concept Records, Your Sweet Inner Self, as we try to get there on a Wednesday evening here. Hope you're digging on the tunes here. We continue here for this next singer. His name is Joe Moore, and I think his first release came out on the Marvelous label back in 1965, a much in-demand 45 that I have featured here on the Vinyltreasure show. I think the song was called I Still Can't Get You, but a release in 1967 on True Glowtown called Hang Right In There, and then I think this release he had on the Verve record label was recorded for True Glowtown, but then it was sold to Verve Records. It's from November of 1967. Let's give a listen to Joe Moore. Joe Moore, a.k.a. Joseph Moore. Mark agrees. It's on the Verve label. The song is called I Ain't. That's not right. It's I Ain't. Yes.
I don't believe them. They say that you will hurt me and desert me. I don't believe them. When I'm around you, my sweet baby, I feel so good inside. I wanna be with you forever, to keep you satisfied, and that's why I ain't gonna let nobody ever turn this heart of mine against loving you. No, baby, I ain't gonna let nobody ever turn this heart of mine against loving you. Oh, no. They say that true love is too much for one heart to carry. I don't believe it. And our love affair is only temporary. I don't believe it. Things are said about you, baby, that just could never be. How could you be seen with another when you're always with me? And that's why I ain't gonna let nobody ever turn this heart of mine against love. Baby, I ain't gonna let nobody ever turn this heart of mine against love. With you, oh, yeah. Things are said about you, baby, that just could never be. How could you be seen with another when you're always with me? And that's why I ain't gonna let nobody ever turn this heart of mine against love. When you my sweet baby, I ain't gonna let nobody ever turn this heart of mine against love. When you my baby, I ain't gonna let nobody ever turn this heart of mine against love.
I like that tune. I paid $1 for that 45. Was a blind buy. Well worth $1 there. Joe Moore, 1967, originally on True Glowtown. That's on the Verve label. I ain't, the not right vocabulary there, but we'll take it. I ain't is the name of the tune. As we continue here on Vinyl Treasures, and this gal, she's from Beaumont, Texas, and she also writes her tunes, and she plays a mean guitar with her left hand, folks. With her left hand, folks. Featured her first release, her debut single, not too long ago here on the program from early '62 on the Eric label, Give Me a Break. break. And she did get a break when she signed with Philadelphia-based Jamie Records. Huey Moe produced a lot of her singles here. Now, her first release on Jamie was her biggest hit and a very good record, I'd have to say, called You'll Lose a Good Thing. But this is her 10th release on Jamie Records, a tune that she wrote. It's produced by Huey Moe, and her real name Barbara Ozen, but we know her as Barbara Lynn. And let's go to September of 1964 for Barbara Lynn on the Jamie label. It's called Let Her Knock Herself Out. Barbara Lynn.
But we're gonna let her knock herself out, baby. Let her knock herself out, baby. Let her knock herself out, baby. 'Cause I know how you feel about me. Just 'cause she has a pretty face, baby, and a well-built shape, she thinks she can win you, baby. But we're gonna let her knock herself out, baby. Let her knock herself out, baby. Let her knock herself out, baby. 'Cause I know how you feel about me. So we're gonna spin on the sideline, see how far she'll go, trying to get you, baby. That she has a knock herself out, baby. She has knocked herself out, baby. She has knocked herself out, baby. Now she knows how you feel about me, baby. She knows how you feel about me. She knows how you feel about it. She knows how you feel about me. She knows how you feel about it.
That's Barbara Lynn. Barbara Lynn with her 10th release on the on the Jamie record label, September 1964 there. Let Her Knock Herself Out, their 10th release, a song she wrote on the Jamie record label. Let's go to Harlem, New York for this next singer, first recorded for Musicor Records beginning in 1962. Now, after 4 releases on Musicor, this was his very next single, came out on the Aurora label. This tune produced and arranged by Joey Brooks for Past, Present, and Future Productions. This is the intended B-side of the 45. I knew Mark Speck would like this side better than the A-side. That was my prediction. It's from July 65. His name is Jimmy Radcliffe. Oh, there you go. So you asked me to flip over the other side. Now we're going to flip. Now, if I remember last time I played this, Mark, you asked me to flip it over. Now you want me to flip it over the other way. Okay, we'll do. But because I was going to play the other side anyway, which was the A side. But let's hear the B side first. Jimmy Radcliffe from July 65 on Aurora Records. This is the B side. It's called Goin' Where the Lovin' Is. Jimmy Radcliffe.
I've been hanging around, biding my time, hoping to find a way to make you mine. But no matter what I do, baby, I can't get through to you. And every little sign is pointing the way for me. So bye bye, baby, I'm going where the loving is, where the not look like you, but what do I care? All that beauty was never mine to share. I'm gonna find somebody new, baby, and she'll be oh so true. There'll be no more heartaches now, and no tears to cry for me. So bye bye, baby. I'm going where the loving is, where the sweet, sweet loving is. Won't it be wonderful? Won't it be fine? Just to know that girl is mine. Baby, goodbye, goodbye, baby, baby. Going where the loving is, where the sweet, sweet loving is. Going where the loving is, where the sweet, sweet loving is.
That's the sound of Jimmy Radcliffe here on the All 60s edition. That is actually the B-side to his Aurora release from July 65, Goin' Where the Lovin' Is. And Mark Speck asked Johnny G to flip it over. Actually, I had the flip side to play tonight. Then I changed it last minute. But this is the plug side. This is the intended A side. Charlene had the chart action too, which I erased. But anyway, we're going to hear it here. So let's give a listen to the intended A-side of this singer, Jimmy Radcliffe. The A-side of Goin' Where the Lovin' Is, which was the B-side. July 65 on Aurora. Jimmy Radcliffe with My Ship Is Comin' In. Jimmy Radcliffe.
Been so good to me, staying by my side through the bad times. All my dreams never came true somehow, but things are gonna be different now, baby. My ship is coming in, and I'm make it this time. You can throw away that shabby dress, buy yourself the finest things in town, girl. Dry your eyes, we're celebrating. Oh, there's so much happiness waiting, baby. Make it this time. Baby, I know it's been tough on you. You did without a lot of things. I never bought you nothing, and still you stayed true to me. Happy just to be loving me. And now I'm gonna make it all up to you. Anything you want, it's all yours. 'Cause baby,
That is the A-side of that Aurora single there by Jimmy Radcliffe. July 65, My Ship Is Coming In. Big production sound there on Aurora. The B-side there, we also heard Going Where the Lovin' Is. You're going where the music is here on a Wednesday evening right here on YouTube and also Oldies and More Radio. I don't know what's going on with the stream there, but something is going on with the recording. I see it. I'll have to check it out after the show here. But let's continue here for this gal. She's from Harlem, New York, and she's mainly known for her jazz releases. I Wish You Love was a big hit for her, kind of jazz-sounding releases on the Everest record label. But she actually goes back to the mid-1950s. I have a single by her on the Central label, I think from 1957. Pretty cool. She was in a couple of vocal groups also before she went solo, but she had 28 releases on the Everest record label. This is her 14th, and this is sort of an answer record. If you know a song by Gene McDaniels called Tower of Strength, if you're familiar with that tune, it was a big hit for him. This is sort of an answer record to that. It's from November of 61. It's her 14th of 28 releases on the Everest record label. Let's give it a spin here. Gloria Lynn on Everest Records, the answer to Tower of Strength by Gene McDaniels. It's called You Don't Have to Be a Tower of Strength. Gloria Lynn.
Just hold me close to you this way. Hold me in your arms and never let me go. Just press your lips to mine and tell me that you love me so. Oh, you don't have to be a tower of strength to have me in your power, 'cause I'll do anything you say if you'll only say that you love me. Whoa. Hold me in your arms and never let me go. Just press your lips to mine and tell me that you love me so. Oh, you don't have to be a tower of strength to have me in your power, 'cause I'll do anything you say if you'll only say that you love me.
We'll call it Answer Tunes here on the All 60s edition. Miss Gloria Lynn for November 61. It's on Everest Records. A song entitled You Don't Have to Be a Tower of Strength. Johnny G's gotta be a Tower of Strength every Wednesday, actually every Monday afternoon and every Saturday night when I spin these 45s. Let's continue here for this next singer from Coffeyville, Kansas. Made his debut back in 1958 on Vivian Carter's VJ record label with his group called The Newcomers, with his debut single, a song called Here I Stand. But he would go on to have 15 releases for the folks at VJ through the year 1965. Let's give a listen to his fifth release, this tune written by Curtis Mayfield. It charted number 27 on WNOO in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We go to March of 1961. We stay in that year for Wade Flemons. Wade Flemons on the VJ label, and his tune is called At the Party.
I'm off to see my girl tonight. We're going to a party. We're going to a party. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Right now I'm putting on my Sunday best, 'cause I heard she had a brand new dress, and I bet she'll be the cutest thing that the guys have ever seen at the party. At the party, yes, at the party, at the party. Today is my town, right? I'm going to a party. I'm going to a party. Can I have the car tonight? Right now she's waiting at her front door. I never thought she looked so good before, and she's an angel in my sight, and it's a lovely night for the party. For the party, yes, for the party. For the party. While we're at the party, you should see the guy tapping me on my shoulder while the dates all roll their eyes. Ooh-wee, oh, what a party. Ooh-wee, what a party. Right now I'm putting on my Sunday best, 'cause I heard she got a brand new dress, and I bet she'll be the cutest thing that the guys have ever seen at the party. At the party, yes, at the party. At the party, yeah, now come on to the party. Yeah, now come on.
That's Mr. Wade Flemons there. Wade Flemons from March 61. It's on Vivian Carter's VJ record label. That is his, what did I say? That was his fifth release, 5th of 15 on VJ Records, At the Party. We're having a party here on a Wednesday evening right here on YouTube, also on Oldies and More Radio. Let's continue here for this gal. She would leave Motown Records in 1964 to sign with 20th Century Fox. Now, this is the B-side to, I guess, her last big hit. Well, I guess we can't call it a last big hit, but really her last hit, we'll call it. But this is from December of 1964. This is her 45 that my aunt purchased in the winter of 1964. And this charted, this B-side, charted number 14 on a KORL in Honolulu, Hawaii. Tune written by Rudy Clark. Let's go to December 54, Miss Mary Wells. Mary Wells, this is her second of 6 on the 20th Century Fox label. Actually, it's the B-side. It's called Ever Lovin' Boy, Mary Wells.
Ever loving boy, I can't see you're still in love with me. In love with me the same way that you used to be. Time has never changed you. Oh no, ever loving boy, I can't tell because I know you well. You love me like you love me since the day we fell. Time has never changed you. Oh no, we had a fight, but here tonight we kissed again. We kissed and then you caressed me the way I love, and I think my lucky star above must never change you, ever loving boy. He's my boy, pride and joy. That's why I call him ever loving boy.
B-sides here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Miss Mary Wells, her second release on the 20th Century Fox label from December of 1964, Ever Loving Boy. But let's give a listen to the A side of this. This was her, I guess her last hit, charted number 41 on Cashbox, 34 on Billboard, number 13 on the Billboard R&B chart. And this would be considered, I would say this is her last hit, although Dear Lover also had some action too. But this is from December 64. This is the A-side for Miss Mary Wells on 20th Century Fox. The song is called Use Your Head.
I'm no good for you. Oh no, boy. He's only trying to break us up, trying to make you mad. He's about to make you lose the best love you ever had. Oh, boy. Use your head. Oh, boy. Listen to your heart and not his words. I knew from the start that he was against us. Please don't think that I've been untrue to you. Oh no, boy. Although he treats you nice and claims to be your friend, he's always asking me if he could call me now and then. Oh, boy. Use your head. Oh, boy. Faith in me. Give me your choice and I'll never betray you. But don't let him say I'm not the girl for you. Oh no, boy. He's only jealous, can't you read between the lines? Every time you turn your back, he's trying to pick your time. Oh, boy. Use your head. Oh, boy. Use your head. Don't let him say bad things about me. Tell him you're no good without me. Come on.
That's the second of 6 on 20th Century Fox from Miss Mary Wells. That's the A side of the 45, song entitled Use Your Head from December 64. We earlier heard the flip side, Ever Loving Boy. Play the A and B sides, play the B sides of your 45s, folks, if you do. I know my aunt always did, and Johnny G does it all the time. Might need some help on this next record because Charlene couldn't find any information on it. I found a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's even right. I think this is on the Providence label, and I don't know if this label was associated with Rhode Island or not. You would think it would be, since it was called Providence Records. But the writer credit on this is interesting. His name is Kenny Seymour. And I think Kenny Seymour, he was the lead singer of Kenny and the Impacts that recorded for DCP International, which was prior to this release, I think. But this is on Providence Records. It's from 1965. I may play the flip side of this to see if anybody may know this record. The group is called The Products. The Products from 1965. It's on the Providence label. The song is called Baby. Let's give it a spin here.
I had a dream about you. sad and blue while I was dreaming, yeah. I called to you, baby. The street was cold and bare. Thought I saw you standing there when I reached for you. You weren't there, baby. Then I woke up out of my dream, and I felt so bad. I know the wrong that I have done to you. I've been so lonely, 'cause I love you only. Maybe someday I'll prove it to you. I cry every day since you've been away. Gee, I'm so lonely, 'cause I want you only, baby. I cry every day since you've been away. Gee, I'm so lonely, yeah, 'cause I want you only, baby.
So what'd you think of that record there by a group called The Products from 1965? It's got RCA stampers in it. That's how I dated the record. Providence Records, Mark mentioned, distributed by Laurie Records. Baby is the name of the tune. I think this might have been the, that was, let me see, SK4M 3272. And this is 3271. It's interesting. Spectorious Music. I have that on. Well, that is on some other records. Arlene Smith does. There's a label called Spectorious, by the way. Publishing. That's somebody's publishing company there. But let's flip it over here. It's called Come Home. The writer credit on this side is B. Junior. B-E-A. Gal's name Junior. And let's see what this sounds like. On Providence Records. This is the flip side. Tell me which side you like better. This side is called Come Home, The Products.
Came to me looking for a friend. I stood by you, thick and thin. When you got lucky, now you're so proud. You got your head way up in the clouds, but you can come down.
I prefer the flip side, the slower side there. I probably do too, by the way. But that was the A side there. The Products with Come Down. The flip side called Baby from 1965 on the Providence record label. Let's go to Detroit, Michigan for this next 45, as this 45 would be picked up by ABC Paramount Records, but I'm playing the first press. Came out on the McKay's label out of Detroit. This gal is the younger sister to Mr. J.J. Barnes, who also has releases on the McKay's label. This is from March of 1963. Let's give a listen to Orthea Barnes. Orthea Barnes on the McKay's label. The song is called Same as Before.
I never thought you would be loving someone new. So I never knew you could be so untrue. Oh, so today I'll just bear the pain, hoping one day you'll change and love me the same as before. The same as before. Now if you don't think it can be the same as before, oh, just let me know and I won't worry no more. No, no, I won't take a good time if you can't find it can be the same as before. The same as before. But if and when you might change your mind, oh, and leave all your unkind ways behind. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna wait around, put them down so you can love me the same as before. Same as before. Same as before. Do you love me, baby? Same as before. Let me know, baby.
That is Miss, I lost my pace here. That's Orthea Barnes. Orthea Barnes there from March of 1963. Same as Before came out of the McKay's record label. I want to check something. Is this the 350? Is this the A side? 359. No, 350. What is this number here? 45 350. Says 45 350 on the other side, because I like the flip side of this record too. Let's flip it over here. Great two-sided 45s here tonight. This is the flip side of Same as Before from March 63, Orthea Barnes on McKay's Records. It's called Your Picture on the Your Picture on the Wall, Orthea Barnes.
Looking at your picture on the wall, so large and yet so small, because the real you isn't there. But it's better to have something than nothing at all. Looking at your picture, oh, how it makes me feel that I love you and that I need you, but without the real you around, see me through. There's nothing I can do. Every time I pass by where your picture lies, do I have to cry? Do I have to cry? once cared for me. Looking at this picture, oh, how it hurts me so. Oh, the only thing is left for me to do is to let it go. Since you have hurt my pride, it's better to have nothing than to have something that's gonna hurt inside. Looking at your picture, looking at your picture, looking at your picture every day, looking at your picture every night. Keep on looking, keep on looking, keep on looking.
That's your picture on the wall. My father's got a lot of his painting pictures on my wall. That's Orthea Barnes from March of '63 on the McKay's record label, the flip side of Same as Before. Let's continue. We are in Vinyl Treasure Overtime as we go to the RCA record label, back to Detroit, or actually we stay in Detroit. This group had 3 singles on RCA Records, and they had an LP too. They had an LP too. Named for their first single, which I am featuring here. I think this is their first single, Charlene, right? This charted number 97 on Cashbox, 88 on Billboard, a big number 5 record on WJLB in Detroit. If you were tuned in, it features Joe Buckman on lead, and we go to October of 1966 on RCA Records. Let's give a listen to the Metros and their tune called Sweetest One. That's the first of 3 for the Metros. I think all of their songs were on that LP except one. One of them, it goes for a lot of bucks because the only way you can get it is on a 45, not on that LP. But those are the Metros there with Joe Buckman on lead. October 1966 release. Sweetest One is the name of the tune. Joe Buckman would have a solo release in '69 on Sepia Records, if you check it out. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. This group out of Los Angeles, California, as this group first recorded as the Blossoms, and they began attending. Well, they got together attending Fremont High School in L.A., but they date back to 1957. But some personnel changes, and in 1961 the group signed with Challenge Records, because they were with Capitol, but there was a different lineup on the Capitol releases. But they had one more single on OK before they signed with Frank Sinatra's Reprise record label. Now, this was their first of 4 on the Reprise label, a tune written by Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil, produced by Jimmy Bowen, arranged by Ernie Freeman. This group consisted of Fanita James, Gene King, and the lead singer Darlene Love. There's a couple things here Charlene got to fix. Okay, this bubbled under at number 101 on Billboard, a big number 6 record on WWIN in Baltimore, Maryland. Let's go to December of 1965. Give a listen to the Blossoms on Reprise Records. It's called Good Good Lovin' with Darlene Love on lead.
When this crazy world has got me going, when I'm feeling hung up and strung up tight, when I just feel like crying 'cause nothing's satisfying, I know what I gotta get to set me right. Baby, all I need is your good, good loving, baby. That'll pick me up before I count to 10. Just a little bit of your good, good loving makes this big bad world look good again. We all have those days when we're downhearted, and just the job of living is hard to do. But when this happens to me and I get kind of gloomy, I know what a guarantee to see me through, baby. All I need is your good loving, baby. That'll pick me up before I count to 10. Just a little bit of your good, good loving makes this big bad world look good again. Good, good loving. Good, good loving. Good, good loving makes this big bad world look good again. All I need is your good, good loving, baby. That'll pick me up before I count to 10. Just a little bit of your good.
Those are the Blossoms there. The Blossoms from December 1965. That's their first of 4 on Frank Sinatra's Reprise record label. Good Good Lovin' is the name of the tune. And Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room wants Johnny G to play the B-side of the 45 here. And I'm looking, Van McCoy is the writer on this side here. So let's flip the 45 over. This is live radio here, or live internet radio. And we flip over that Blossoms 45. This is the B-side going out to Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. Darlene Love and the Blossoms. The song is called That's When the Tears Start, for Mark Speck.
about you so much in daylight. 'Cause work is on my mind and I make it alright. But when the shadows fall, memories come to go. That's when the tears start and I start crying. That's when the tears start and I start crying. That's when the tears start and I start crying. That's when the tears start
That's a cool tune there, going out to Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. That's The Blossoms, Darlene Lovon lead there. Van McCoy pen tune, December 65. That's the B-side called That's When the Tears Start. Their first of four on the Reprise record label. We are in Vinyltreasure Overtime. Let's head up to Chicago, Illinois for the Radiants here. They began recording for Chess Records back in 1962, and they had 16 releases on the Chess record label. Let's give a listen to their ninth release, co-written and co-produced by the lead singer on this, Maurice McAllister. This one arranged by Phil Wright. This charted number 2 on WOPA in Chicago, Illinois. Let's go to March of 1966 for Maurice and the Radiants. Maurice McAllister on lead. This is on the Chess label. It's called Baby, You've Got It.
looking for a certain girl, a
That's Maurice McAllister and the Radiants there. It's on the Chess record label out of Chicago, March 1966. Baby You Got It is the name of the tune. Maurice McAllister and the Radiants, their 9th of 16 on Chess record label as we wind down here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's go to the debut single for this gal. Began recording in 1962 on this label called Toto Records, and Charlene has that this is an answer tune to Benny King's 1962 hit Don't Play That Song. But this is her debut single from July of 62. Let's give a listen to Pat Lundy. Pat Lundy's her name. This is on the Toto label. The song is called Play It Again.
Play it again. Please play it again. Please play it again. Please, Mr. DJ. No matter what's been said, I've just got to hear it play. Play it just one more time to convince him that he's mine, all mine. Oh, I told him he was my thrill. Oh, but he left me still. And when he walked out that door, oh, the tears just began to pour. And I said, Johnny, come back. You know that I cried. Oh, how I cried. You know that I cried. I almost died now. It beats his conscience to remember how he made that final vow without a single last goodbye. He left me all alone to cry. That's why he doesn't want to play. He thought he had it made, and now that he's played the field, he realizes that my love was real. So please, Mr. DJ, please play it one more time and convince him that it's gotta be mine. Play it again and make him understand how much and make him understand how much I care. When I told him that I'd go with him, oh, I meant it anywhere. But he walked out the door and left me crying. He walked out and left me crying. Please play it again. Please play it again.
Answer tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We heard one earlier by Gloria Lynn answering Gene McDaniel's Tower of Strength. Well, here is Pat Lundy answering Benny King's Don't Play That Song. Pat Lundy with her debut single from July 62 on the Toto label. Play It Again is the name of the tune. How about a twin spin here for Pat Lundy? After her single here on Toto Records, she would do two on the Leopard label in 1963, then two more on the Heidi label out of New York City. This is her first of two on Heidi Records, a tune written by Billy Dawn Smith, produced and arranged by Bert Keys. This charted number 30 on WWIN in Baltimore, Maryland. We go to January 1965. We move up 3 years for Pat Lundy on Heidi Records. It's called Make It for the Door.
Don't get too comfortable, my boy. I'm expecting company. Don't you have somewhere else to go? Or do you just like to visit me? You can't come around anytime you please, just like you did before. So tighten up your tie Button up your jacket and make it for the door. Please don't get too close to me, my boy. I'm not playing around with you. Can't you leave well enough alone? Why can't you just realize we're through? We couldn't start again. Oh, no, sorry, I couldn't take anymore. So tighten up your tie, button up your jacket, and make it for the door. Hey, hey, the bell might ring in a minute. Oh, and he just wouldn't understand. You had romance, but you took your chance, trying to play a double hand. You know I'm weak for you, my boy. Did you just come around to see if your sweet and a tender charm could still work out on me? Well, even if it did, you can grab your hat, 'cause now I know the score. So tighten up your tie, button up your jacket, and make it for the door. Please make it for the door. Tighten up your tie, tighten up your tie, baby. All you gotta do is button up your jacket. Oh, and I'll make it for the door. Tighten up your tie, baby.
Well, that's what that's what Johnny G did when I retired last May 6th. That's what I did. I tightened my tie and I walked out the door. There you go. That's a cool tune there. That is the first of two for Miss Pat Lundy from January 65. That's on the Heidi label. Make It for the Door is the name of the tune. Johnny G almost making it for the door, but not quite. We will in a couple more records here. And I can't tell you much about this next gal, but it appears to be her only release to come out on the Liberty record label. This is the intended B-side of the 45, a tune written by Joy Byers. Joy Byers, who also wrote songs for Elvis and Timmy Euro. She wrote Timmy Euro's hit What's the Matter Baby. This one produced by Barry White, very interesting, produced by Barry White and arranged by Gene Page. And that was in there twice. This is from April 1968. Let's give a listen to Brendetta Davis. Brendetta Davis on the Liberty label. The song is called Until You Were Gone.
I said I didn't need you, baby. I said I'll get along. I said I could make it without you, but I found out
That's Brendetta Davis there from April 1968. That's on the Liberty record label, Until You Were Gone. Well, that's the cue for Johnny G to be gone. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, you can send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. The DJs love to get emails from the listeners, and I do. I get hundreds of emails. Thank you all. I haven't even answered any of them from the last couple days, so I will do that hopefully tonight. But thank you all for listening this evening. If you missed any of the program, you can tune in on YouTube. It should be up momentarily, but without the chat. And I don't know about the stream tonight on Oldies and More Radio, because Santi and Charlene tell me that it sounded just horrible. But something's going on there on my player, so I have to see. There was an update, I think, last night, because when I came up to my PC, I saw my files were auto-saved, so something went on with the PC last night. But anyway, I will be back next Wednesday night for more Soul 45s out of my collection. If you so wish to join me this coming Saturday, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be on from 9 to midnight with 1950s and early 60s 45s from you, the listeners, your requests. That is the big show that we do on Saturday night. And then Monday afternoon, we will continue probably two more shows at 1 to 3:30 of the 1958 Relic Countdown of records from 1958 as voted by collectors back in 1998. They sent those ballots in, and we're getting down to number one. What will the number one record be as voted by collectors from 1958? But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again, Charlene, for your help. We will be close the show tonight with this singer who was a member of the Marathons, who recorded Tight Sweater on the RV label back in 1961, but he went solo in 1962 with a release on the Vended label. His real name was Robert McLaughlin, but he shortened it to Bobby Mack. And this song I'm playing first came out on the Moonlight label, then it was picked up by Art LeBeau's Original Sound label. That's how I have it. And our closer tonight is from February 67, Bobby Mack on Original Sound. The song is called Keep On, and that's what Johnny G will be doing every Wednesday right here on YouTube and Oldies and More Radio. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do it. Click the bell and get all notifications for when Johnny G goes live. And thank you all again for tuning in, and have a great remainder of the week, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long. Bobby Mack.
I'd be better off, baby, if I cut you loose. Cause you keep me so sad, you know, oh so blue. But I can't let you go, I just can't let you go. I got to keep on loving you. Cause my heart says keep on, my heart says keep on. I got to keep on loving you. Hey, all of my friends say I'm a silly old fool to love you, baby, cause you treat me so cruel. But I can't let you go, I just can't let you go. I got to keep on loving you. I can't let you go, I can't let you go. I got to keep on loving you. Let you go, I can't let you go. I got to keep on loving you. Hey, now I tried, baby, looking elsewhere for someone who would really care. I don't care what I try, I don't care what I do. I just keep on loving you. I can't stop loving you. I've tried to stop loving you. I can't stop loving. I got to keep on loving you. Hey, I can't stop loving you.